I don't even know how to start this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in again. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and welcome to another story time. This is my notebook. It's got all the tea. The worst customers I've ever dealt with in fast food. Some of you know the fast food restaurant I'm talking about. If you've watched the other video, I highly suggest you go and watch it if you haven't. You'll know exactly which fast food restaurant I'm talking about, but I do not speak for the brand or the company. Here are the top 5 worst customer experiences I have ever had in fast food. Number 5, Grumpy Granny. Now we had this special deal running for the entire month, and this month it just happened to be a burger special. A burger, fries, and a drink, and it was a really big burger and a really big drink for, I think, $7. And this elderly lady and her husband came in and ordered one combo. Now I asked if they wanted 2 because there were 2 of them, but the granny continuously insisted they only wanted 1 of the deal of the month. So I rang them through and I gave them the receipt after they paid. They took their food and they left. So 20 minutes later, I'm dealing with this other customer who's really nice, and of course, Granny comes in screaming and yelling, saying I am horrible at my job and that I don't know what I'm doing, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Tell me what I did wrong. Please, just stop screaming at me. And of course, Granny tells me that I'm wrong, as every customer is always right? So of course I asked for her receipt just in case I actually did make a mistake or we forgot to put the fries in or something. I already knew what she ordered because everyone had been ordering the same thing all day, plus I recognized her when she came in. So this other lady that I was also dealing with, she actually asked the lady for her receipt and was like, here ma'am, let me help you because you clearly don't want to listen to this girl. I even had my manager come over, and this granny wanted nothing to do with my manager. She just didn't want to listen. So anyways, this lady reads her receipt and says, no, you actually only ordered 1. And the granny storms out of the restaurant and is just screaming outside. And you can hear her from inside of the restaurant. Now, of course, her husband comes back in and actually decides to order another meal, and he apologized. So this is why this is number 5, because her husband came back in and apologized. Number 4, the give me a deal because I'm your friend guy. We weren't friends. So this guy I knew from high school came in and he ordered like $40 worth of food, was ordering everything, and he said it was all for himself. I mean, I don't judge because I ordered a lot of food too, and food's expensive, right? But he actually ordered quite a bit of stuff. And then, of course, I read off his total and he gets really mad. I was super confused. And he was like, it's not free? What? You're at a restaurant, you gotta pay for your food, yeah, whatever. And then he's like, you're not even gonna give me a discount? We're friends. I thought we were friends. I think I maybe talked to him once in high school, but that was it. If I would have given him a discount or the food for free, I would have been fired. We can't just do that. Fast food restaurants, fast food workers, they don't have the rights to give you free food. It just doesn't work like that. I couldn't even get free food for myself. I still had to pay for food for myself. So, how in the world would they get it for free? I don't know. Number 3, the influencer. Now there was this girl a while back who came into the restaurant and she was an influencer. And she had her camera guy come in and they were filming a bunch of stuff. And of course they asked if they could film in the restaurant. And I said, oh, why not? And then after they're done filming and whatever, they come up to me and then they were like, well, aren't you gonna give us something? I just kind of looked at them like, oh, do you want a napkin? Do you want a fork? Like, what did I forget to give you? And they were just so shook because I didn't give them anything. So this girl goes off, well, I'm an influencer. I have all of these followers online and you're not gonna give me anything for free? And just got so mad at me, and I was just standing there like, My manager politely came over and told them to leave. Number 2, the cake incident. This one's a little complex, so stay with me. And it takes quite the interesting turn. So this lady comes in and she had ordered a cake. Now, we always had cakes that were ordered stored in this back fridge. So I was like, yeah, for sure, I will go get your cake. So I go to the back of the store, I open this fridge, and I find her cake order, and I look at the cake, and it's absolutely destroyed. I have no idea what happened to this cake. Who did this? And at that moment, I had no idea what I was gonna do, but I knew this lady was going to want a discount. Like, can you imagine coming and picking up your birthday cake and it's destroyed? Like, I would never pay for a cake or something like that that had been destroyed. There was no way. Now, this cake actually had so much icing on it that it was just all falling off the side. Part of the ice cream had cracked down the middle. The happy birthday was slopped on there. I was just so confused as to who got their hands on the icing and who did this. So I bring this cake out and I'm like looking at this lady who doesn't look impressed at all. She sees the cake and I see the cake and I'm like, I know she wants a discount. As a worker, I was not allowed to give her a discount. I had to go get a manager. Now, the manager that was currently working there wasn't really in a good mood that day, and it was pretty busy in the restaurant. So here I am trying to flag down this manager. She's running back and forth from the drive-thru to the front, from the drive-thru to the front, and I'm like, hey, I need help over here. And literally every time I would try to flag her down, she would just roll her eyes and walk away. Now, the lady who was standing on the other side was just starting to fume, and I could feel her anger just radiating off of her as she's just so mad. I mean, I totally understand why she would be mad. She ordered this cake like 3 or 4 days ago. We custom made it, and now we expect her to pay $30 for it? Heck no. Heck no. No. So anyways, I finally get the manager's attention. I tell her the situation and she's like, I'll figure it out. Okay, well, the customer is still standing up front. Can you help me? Like right now, I need this help right now. Like this customer is standing diagonal to us, listening to us talk right now. Can you please help me? And so she gets on the phone and she does a couple phone calls. I'm assuming to call the owners to figure out what to do in this situation because we've never really dealt with anything like this. I had never seen a cake actually that destroyed. So anyways, the manager comes back to the front and she said, no discount. As the customer is just yelling. Now she's just like saying that the entire company is horrible and that we're horrible people. And then afterwards she calms down a little bit. Her fuming just kind of like, whew, the vent kind of just, whew, and she like kind of calmed down, not really. And then she turned to me and she said, you know what, sweetheart, you were doing an amazing job and thank you for your help. And I had to ring her through and she had to pay full price for this cake, which I knew was wrong. And I really wanted to give her a discount, but of course I probably would have gotten fired for it. Or would I? I felt really bad and I told this lady, hey, listen, if you have a really big problem with this, and I do too, trust me, here is the number to call our management and our owners. If you really want to talk to them, they will listen to you because you're the customer. This lady continued to praise me for my excellence and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, just doing my job. Don't hate me. Now, here's the most interesting part. This lady was a secret shopper. Now, every store has this sort of secret shopper, or you have like your Susan who comes in and is from HQ. You have no idea what they look like. They come in and they check out your store. They order something. They actually try to make it a bad experience. So this cake was planted there to see how we would all react as staff members, to see how we were doing. I ended up getting a tiny raise, 10 more cents, woot woot. This lady continued to praise me for this excellent job. She's actually really good friends with the owner. It was just an experience. Now, the manager, on the other hand, didn't turn out too well. We had a couple meetings with the bosses and I don't know what happened, but she either left by choice or they got rid of her. We're not sure. But anyways, moral of the story, treat people like humans. When you know something's wrong, stand up for yourself. Even if it might risk your job. No, I'm just kidding. Don't risk your job. Don't ever risk your job. And number 1, the wild surprise. This brings back painful memories I never wanted to think about again. So I was working in the drive-thru as the cash person. So as someone who worked the cash register, I generally didn't have a mic on. Now, the order would always pop up on the screen right in front of me, and I would know exactly what the person would order, so I would just kind of like organize all of that and hand it out after I got the cash. Really easy job. Now, of course, when you don't have a headset on, you don't always catch everything. And that just happened to be one of those days that we were super busy, everyone else had a headset, and there weren't any headsets left for me. Normally, in this kind of situation, when there's a lot of things going on, I would always wear a headset just to stay in the loop with everyone else. So, my coworker took the order of this gentleman who wanted a burger and fries, did not want a drink. And we had this deal going on. It was the same deal as the granny situation where it was actually cheaper to have a burger, fries, and a drink than it was to just have a burger and fries. So my coworker explains to the gentleman over the mic, talking to him through the little system, saying, "Hey sir, I know you don't want a drink, but we have this combo deal going on that actually makes it cheaper. Do you want me to put it into a combo deal and then you don't have to pay an extra $1.90? And this man, clearly not paying attention, said, oh yeah, sure. Just put a Pepsi in there, but I don't want a drink." Then my coworker was confused and put Pepsi in as the drink option. This is in no way sponsored by Pepsi. Pepsi, if you want to sponsor me, please, we can talk, Pepsi. Just let me know what you want. But anyways, so the drink is now on the order. So I don't have a headset on, and of course my coworker had no idea whether they wanted a drink or not. So my coworker said, "Hey, can you check and see if they wanted a drink when they get to the window?" Now I said, "Yeah, sure." So of course my other coworker walks away and I talk to the person at the window. And of course it's the wrong car. So I talk to the customer and they're like, yeah, I still want my drink. And I was like, okay. So I give them their drink, I give them their food, they drive away. Now, of course, it was supposed to be the next car that I asked if they wanted the drink. My bad. All my fault, I guess, right? Right? So I asked the guy if he wanted any ketchup in the bag, and he said no, so I handed him his drink, and I went to go get the food. And so I closed the window, and he actually turned and knocked on the window, and he said, "Hey, like, I don't want this drink." I opened the window, and I was talking with him, and I said, "Well, you ordered it." Just so confused, like, you ordered a drink. But of course he didn't. But he did. But he did. So anyways, he said, okay, whatever. I closed the window, I went and got his food, I put ketchup in the bag, and I handed his food out. Now, there were no other cars behind him, and he was still sitting there, and I had left the window open because it was really hot in the restaurant. So I go back because I think, oh, I must have missed something in the bag, or he wants ketchup, or he wants to talk, or he's on his phone. I don't know. So I go back, and he took the lid off the cup, threw the lid back in, and then said, "I didn't want this drink," and throws it back at me, including the cup. Then he, of course, speeds away as I'm standing there like soaking wet. And I had just been hit with a bunch of ice cubes, and I was just so shocked that anyone would ever do that. So I'm still standing there actually shook at what just happened, and my coworker comes up to me and I turn around and I'm just dripping, like my hair is soaking wet, and I'm just like still so confused at what just happened. And of course the guy had already sped off and he was completely gone by that point. And my coworker looks at me and she's like, "What just happened to you?" And so I was like, I just had a drink thrown at me, like, and then I started like squeezing my hair out. It was one of those large cups full of pop and ice, and it was just The owners were actually in that day, and I was so mentally done after that I walked right up to their office, knocked on the door, and when they opened the door and saw me, they were really confused. They also said, "What happened to you?" So I explained the situation, and they actually let me go home early. Thankfully, we had cameras that were recording, and they recorded his license plate, so he wasn't allowed back at the restaurant. Not that we could ever catch him if he came into the store. And I get it, everyone has a bad day. That does not excuse you to throw anything at a customer service worker. In the end, I learned that you can't please everyone. So that's it for me today, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, like this video if you liked it, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Don't forget to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button if you want to be notified when I post things. Thanks so much again for tuning in today. See ya. Bye!